Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining. Sanya Tashkent is calling you, and today we will have an interactive presentation. That's why I hope that you will be active today, because I will ask a lot of questions. So yes, our topic is 21st century skills, a win-win approach to syllabus and curriculum design for ESP students. So a little bit information about me. So I'm Timur Shamsuddinov, and currently I'm working with pre-service teachers at Kimyo International University in Tashkent. So we are working with pre-service teachers and prepare them to teach English. So they will be English teachers. And as you know, the objectives of our presentation will be, by the end of this presentation, participants will understand the importance of involving stakeholders in the process of designing curriculum and identify the stages of the ADDIE model. As you know, our market is highly competitive, and we face the problem of as me, yes, I also had the problem to find a good job, to find out a good workplace, because nowadays employers want graduates with excellent skills, with excellent experience and background. That's why in our university we decided to create a course which is called 21st Century Skills. But first I would like to ask you a question. So what do you think? What are the 21st century skills in your opinion? Please write your answers to the chat. What are the 21st century skills, in your opinion? Can you hear me? 4 C's, excellent. Communication, well done. Collaboration, excellent job, yes. 21st century skills, critical thinking, well done. Relearning, yes. IT literacy, flipped classroom, well done. Interactive classes, excellent, yes. Communication skills. What else? Hello. All right. Yes, you were right about, yes, global citizenship. Well done. New technologies, IT literacy, digital literacy, critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, thinking, communication. Thank you very much for your answers. Yes, you were completely right about that. That's why, based on this framework, which includes first, let's look, information and media and technology literacy, plus life skills and study skills, and the most important 4 C's, as you said, which stand for communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. This is the most important skills which are really needed by people when they graduate from university. And usually education sector neglects to include these skills into their framework, into their curriculum, into their syllabus. And that's why we decided to invent our course. The next thing that you need to consider is, I'm sorry, yes. After that, after we found out what 21st century skills framework is, I found out really excellent framework which can help you to design your syllabus, and its name is ADDIE framework. So let's also make it interactive. I will ask you questions about what does each letter stand for, in your opinion, and then I will reveal my answers. So let's start with A. What do you think A stands for in this framework? Assume, wow, okay. Attention, adaptation, well done. Analysis, excellent, yes. And the first stage is analyze, yes. You have to analyze the setting. You have to analyze what the real problem is. Well done, excellent. Let's go to the first D. What do you think it does stands for? D, design. Design, excellent job, yes. And you were completely right about that. The second stage is design. Describe, yes. And what about the second D? What does it stand for? Develop, wow, excellent job. Yes, you're all right. Development. Okay, let's continue. What about I? What does it stand for? Implement, excellent. Yes, you were right. Thank you very much. Implementation. Yes, you have to implement the changes, yes, that you have made, the syllabus that you have designed. And the last stage, which is also really important, evaluate. Well done. Great job. So I use this framework to design our syllabus in our educational department. And this, what happened? Let's start with the first one. First, I analyzed stakeholders. And the next question to you, what do you think? Who are called stakeholders and why are they important? You can also give examples. Who are stakeholders? Curriculum developers, okay, good. Learners, excellent. Money, educators, parents, teachers, students, well done, good. School owners, well done. Teacher who makes the curriculum, yes. Administrators, curriculum designers, well done. Teachers, learners, and industries they will enter. Excellent. So all of your answers were correct. Yes, stakeholders are all people who have interest, yes, in graduates, in learners. And learners are also as well are considered to be stakeholders. Excellent job. So, and let me show you what stakeholders we had when we had the idea to design this course. So the first is, of course, in-service teachers. So we are, because we are thank you very much. Today, Miss Maria, she's my professor at Webster University. She was my professor at Webster University, and she told me very good thing that teachers are superheroes. And yes, this is completely true. Teachers are superheroes who can change the world. And we are also the most important stakeholders. The next one is pre-service teachers. So it is our context. We are working with them. The next stakeholders are university, of course, and the administration who works there, because they are also interested in successful results, and they are interested in graduates so that they can find the job in the future. And the last one was, of course, employers. This is also one of the most important thing to consider. That's why we also ask feedback from employers. What current graduates, when they graduate from university, what are they lacking? What skills are they lacking? And they said that they don't know how to work with computer. Yes, it's a real problem in Uzbekistan that a lot of students, when they enter the university, they are not digitally literate. They don't know how to type. They don't know how to work with basic Microsoft programs. And that's why we decided to include everything into our syllabus. And I'm coming to the next stage, and it's D, design and develop. So based on feedback of stakeholders, plus the 21st Century Skills Framework, the idea was born to design the course, which will be called 21st Century Skills. Plus, students reflected on sessions they had every week. So they were given prompts and they answered by writing and typing. So it's called 21st Century Skills, and it included 3 practical classes a week, 2 of which were in a computer room, and 1 class was in a simple ordinary auditorium because we had session on life skills. So the next is also was of great importance to think about assessment profile, how students will be assessed. So for continuous assessment, of course, participation and attendance, because all our lessons were practical, and by the end of each session, students had to show the outcome. For example, one of our sessions was dedicated to typing. So our sessions are 50 minutes, and students were introduced website where they learned how to work with keyboard, and they had practical exercises. So at first I thought like it will be maybe boring for them, yes, to do one exercise for 50 minutes. But then I collected feedback from my students, and they said that it was one of the most practical classes in their life because they were first-year students, and It was first experience for them. Unfortunately, ICT classes that are held in a school are not usually involve students to work on computers. That's why when they come to our universities, they usually have very little experience of working with computer. And they said that it was really practical. They learn how to use their hands. They learn how to use the keyboard, and they help them to be more self-confident with working with computer. Then our course also involves to work with PPT. So we learned PowerPoint presentation and learned different life hacks, how to make it more interactive, how to make it multimodal, how to work with hyperlinks, how to work with different infographics, smart art, etc. And it was also a product. They designed their interactive presentation for another, for the project they had on history. So it was also integrated with other subjects. The next one, they were given access to have the course, massive online open course, MOOC course, which is usually provided by US Embassy on Canvas. And they learn how to take online courses. We also talked about different platforms where they can take certificates like Coursera, Yes Ellison, etc. And as I told you, they had reflection journals. They had 15 entries, and they reflected on every session they had. For final assessments, they were given to develop multimodality presentation. As for interactive presentation, it was the product that they just submitted, and they showed how they can work with the presentation. But for multimodality presentation, they chose the topics that we covered in class, for example, interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, and they made it multimodality. So they as I told you, we are working with pre-service teachers, and we teach them how to conduct interactive sessions. So they designed presentations, they worked in pairs, and prepared a presentation plus the quiz for students. So overall, it was also excellent and interactive session. And also very interesting project, they submitted their Google Sites portfolio. As I told you, our labor market is highly competitive. And from the first course, we also included necessary skills that they need for their future job. And they, for writing classes, they learn how to write CV, and then they upload it on the Google Sites. So it's also a website where you can create your own portfolio with your achievements, certificates, and your CV, video introduction. So they included all these things to their portfolio, and now they can showcase their portfolio when they will find out the job. So it was also interactive. Okay, then, and yes, implement. Here are the photos of our students. Permission was granted. So here, as you see, the first photo shows that how they work in computer. It was one of the first sessions. They learned how to work, how to type. Then we learned Microsoft Doc, Excel, PowerPoint. So we learned how to work with them. And every class they had a practical exercise that they have to finish. Our lessons were also interactive with the help of debates. They, for example, the second photo shows how students participated in a debate. The topic was life skills, pros or cons. Should we include teaching life skills at school? So they were given sites and they discussed. It was also very practical for them because they share their knowledge. Unfortunately, life skills are not considered at school in Uzbekistan. Only now they started to redesign the syllabi. They started to talk about the importance of integrating life skills into curriculum. And the last photo shows active citizenship. So this practical lesson was for active citizenship. My students were always complaining about that they didn't participate in any outside activities. Despite the fact that we have students' union, they said that it's not active and they don't know where to go, how to communicate, because we also talked about communication skills, the importance of to be sociable, etc. And we conducted a workshop for them, how to be active citizens. What does it involve? So instead of just complaining, why not to start to set up your own, yes, club or any activity? Yes, I told them that if you cannot find, yes, students union to join, start it yourself. And they wrote objectives. They wrote objectives and the goals. By the way, we also had the session on how to set your goals. And they wrote their objectives, what they want to do in the future. Yes, and it was smart because they learned how to use a smart strategy. Okay, so it was integrate, and the last stage is evaluate. After our course was for one term only, it is not for a year. It was one term, 45 classes with the final project. After that, they were given feedback. And what they wrote, look, I started working with laptops, with PowerPoint and Word. Honestly, I learned full of new things. We worked very hard. We did our best. This is because I'm a requiring teacher, and they worked really hard, yes, to get a high mark. We didn't attend for only marks. We attended for ourselves in order to learn more than before. That's why we are studying for learning something. I really wait for this lesson. That's why I like everything about this course. I will continue writing reflections, learning more about the world, and improving my skills in general. This course helped me a lot, both as a student and a person. Why a person? Because we also included positive psychology classes. We worked, we equipped them with study skills. For example, time management techniques. They learned different time management techniques and then applied them yes, in their studies. We also talked about the importance of showing your emotions. They had a writing activity where they express their emotions. They reflected on negative experience, when they were sad, when they were happy. And I taught them that it's okay to show your emotions. If you feel sad, that's also okay. And they learned that emotions are great. You shouldn't keep them inside. And it was all about positive psychology classes, how to relieve the stress, how to cope with a lot of assignments. They learned how to manage their time. Also, one of the sessions was dedicated to procrastination. It was a new word for them. Because in our case, students are always they putting off all the assignments till the end, yes, till the deadline, and they learn how to deal with procrastination. And sometimes that it's okay if you don't have, yes, enough time, or if you think that you are really tired, why not to take a break? They learn that it's okay to take a break. You don't need to cope with everything, but of course deadline is important. So the next one, I would love if this project was taught everywhere. It is such a project that everyone can learn a lot from. I'll apply the knowledge I got from this course in my hometown, Kharezm, where topics like this are not always taken into consideration. And I hope that this cohort of teachers in the future will apply 21st century skills in their own classroom. And the last one, this course helped me to be organized, also helped me to make effective presentations and find the courses. Yes, we also talked about CPD opportunities. One of the sessions also was dedicated to how to find a scholarship. So we talked about that, Hornby Trust, we talked about achieving, and we also have our national scholarship organizations, because it's usually not discussed, yes, in classroom. Why not to make it practical and help students to succeed in their future life? All right, so, and I'm done with the presentation. And now let's do one case study, and then we will proceed to Q&A session. So here, retail, I will give you a case study. So here is, imagine that you had an opportunity to design the course for retail industry. A retail company is expanding its business to an English-speaking country. They need to open a new store in a popular shopping district, and they want to ensure that their employees are able to communicate effectively with their customers. And the first question to you, What do you think? What language demands and communication needs do the employees of the retail company have in the new market? What do you think? What skills are needed for them to succeed in their job? Negotiation, excellent. Yes. This communication skills, well done. Ability to greet, functional language, excellent. Yes. And pragmatics, well done. Excellent job. Politeness, well done. Wow, that's absolutely amazing that you, yes. And this activity was done, yes, to teach you that we need to go beyond, yes, our classroom and think about real life skills that our future graduate need. Problem solving, suggestion given, excellent. Yes, and if this topic is new for you, I would like to ask you if you know the difference between interpersonal skills and intrapersonal skills. What do you think? What interpersonal skill is? Teamwork, excellent. Collaborative skills, excellent. Intercultural competence, well done. Empathy, well done. Open mind. Yes, and one of our sessions was also dedicated to mindset. So as you know, there is fixed mindset and open mindset. And it was a practical activity. I wrote the features of fixed and open mindset on sticky notes and put them around the class. And then they found out the sticky notes and put them on the board to fixed and open. For example, fixed mindset is when you are not open to criticism and you think the teacher is angry with you and has personal issues with you. And open mindset is vice versa. You are ready to listen feedback. You're ready for constructive feedback. You are ready for change. You don't blame other people. You don't blame other people to be guilty. Yes, because actually one of my teaching philosophies, if you want to change the world, start from yourself. And I started with my classroom. And I also advise you to start with your classroom to change this world to be a better place. Excellent. And intrapersonal, yes, understanding one's emotions, yes, and managing oneself. Interpersonal, inter means between, so between people, you were right about communication skills, and intrapersonal skills, we are going inside, yes, how our students feel. This is actually empathy. It was also a new term for them. When I asked them, they really don't know, they didn't know what it is. And we also had the activity of how to understand someone's shoes. Also, it's about active listening. We also discussed the strategies, how to ensure that you actively listen to another person. We also discussed how to say no, because, you know, our people, yes, including me, we don't know how to say no politely. And it was also interactive, a small activity. They learn how to say no to a student. When it comes to active listenings, we had the exercise like this. So they worked in pairs. One student is talking about something and another person pretends that he or she doesn't listen. And then I ask how people who spoke felt. They said, I felt discouraged, I felt angry that nobody was listening to me. And they learned that it's important to nodding your head when you listen to a person, ask follow-up questions, yes, to help the person understand that he is listened by other people. And also one of the exercises that we did is giving compliments. It was also a very positive exercise. So it's just, I asked them, please now, in order to learn how, that giving compliments is important, give a compliment to the person next to you. And they start to say, you have very nice glasses, you have a beautiful skirt or outfit today. And then I asked their, what are your feelings now? And they said, we are super happy. Yes, it cheered our mood, and they smiled. So this is what about importance of teaching interpersonal and interpersonal skills. If it is EFL class, why not to start with warm up like this, giving compliments or writing positive feedback, yes, to a person. They also, by the way, our students also did it. So it was one of the activities. They wrote their names on sticky note, and then they passed the sticky notes to all people, and I asked them to write feedback on this person. And then they read, also smiled, and it was also a language activity because they learned how to use adjectives. Yes, positive feedback, yes. Okay, so that's it. I finished, and now it's Q&A session. I would be really happy if you ask questions in the chat.